participating in a very subjective sport, and that's what makes it different, and that's why a lot of people choose not to call it a sport, and it's fluffy, whatever they want to call it. But it's what you sign up for. I'm not going to please 9 different people, ranging in age from 50 to 90. Some of them from a former communist nation, some of them from an Asian nation, some from North America. It's very difficult to do something that'll please every single person sitting there, and at the same time keep an entire audience of people interested in what you're doing. So, I mean, there's always been a stigma about judging, and we're not supposed to get too close to the judges and talk to them, but I have a Russian coach now, and it's very real that there are politics in figure skating, and you can kind of snake your way through things, and it's all one big game. And there have been many examples from things you can see on television with judging scandals and foot tapping from the Russian judge to the Ukrainian judge about what the score they gave them was, and it's all very sneaky and shifty, and it's a difficult thing to comprehend when you feel like you've done an amazing job and there are people judging you on this outpouring of emotion and this outpouring of energy that you've just felt. So it's a very difficult thing, and in general I can say that I don't trust anybody in my sport. I just do what I feel, I do what I think is pretty, and I love it like that. And Paris was judged too. Paris skated for a long time, much better than you saw in the movie. And
it had been like 3 years.
So I mean, he knows a bit about the judging too. I mean, nothing's ever a short thing. Right, the training? It's beautiful. I've been traveling. I've been gone every weekend for the past month and a half or 2 months, and it's been hard to fit everything in. I got my new programs for the year, my new short program and long program in Canada, and I just brought them back. This week was my first full week back on the ice with Galina, and she's very happy. She wants 10 pounds off by the end of July. But she's very happy, and the training's going well, and I feel healthy. I'm not sick, not injured. I'm good.
I was very interested in the portion of...
The question was about motivation and when you're down, how you can pick yourself up and dig deep and dig that hole into your psyche and find your way out. And it's hard to realize when you don't actually figure skate, but it's a very lonely thing to do. You have all these people around you, you have this whole village of trainers and coaches and stylists and costume designers and parents and family and friends, and it's this whole family, but as soon as you get on the ice and all the cameras are pointed at you, you're by yourself, you're completely alone. So you have to be strong enough in yourself to do that, and to be strong enough to stand in front of people and say, okay, look at my glitter. Look at my jumps, look at my technique, look what I've worked on for a year. I mean, it's very different than a sort of normal job when you would sit and nobody sees what your progress is and that kind of thing. So you have to be strong enough first to be able to do that, and everything else falls into place. Usually I get really angry one day and then I'll just leave and I'll cut it off, and then the next day I go in and I'm pissed and I'm so into making myself better that it works, and that's my system. I get diva with myself. I slap myself around a bit. Figure skating is very not only homophobic and not only closeted for homosexual people, but also for anyone that's got a little bit of a difference. They tried to cover up that Tonya Harding was from a trailer park for a long, long time. Figure skating has this mystique of being a sport for the wealthy, and it was designed as a sport for the wealthy and for the perfect and for the wasps and for this and that. And the reality is, not many of us are perfect. Not many of us are this wonder bread version of what figure skating officials, judges, who, I mean, are decades ahead of me in their lives. It's just very different and very difficult to come out as yourself and to be, completely open and free, whatever your situation may be. And that's a hard thing, and a lot of people struggle with it. But you know what? I can F you to anybody, and I really don't care, because that's my character. But it's hard for a lot of the younger kids coming up, especially because they have these 75, 80-year-old judges judging them, on essentially who they are. And I mean, as well as if they fall
Don't
down.
bring ageism into this. You still have fun.
Well, you can still be fabulous when you're 90 or 190.
But most of them aren't.
But most of them are not. And that's that situation. It's just, you know, somebody loving Frank Sinatra and somebody like getting groovy to Lady Gaga. It's kind of hard to mix them or make one see the other one's point of view. So that's why it stays very closeted for any, like I said, situation. But thank you all so much, and I love you all, and I hope you can see the reality show and everything else. So thank you. Yeah.